Perfect.
Welcome into Tips for Gamers, and in today's video we are going to be talking about what traits are overrated in Madden 22. And this will go for previous Maddens as well, for those of you who have these same exact traits. So the first thing we're talking about is the personality trait. The personality trait may seem cool, but it really is useless, and Madden failed to kind of make this more intricate. Really what it boils down to is the fact the player will get more jersey sales. Your franchise will make more money if you're the owner. If you're not playing as an owner, it really doesn't matter to you whatsoever. Your player could be a total a-hole, crap on the locker room floor, and it's just not going to make much of a difference. And even with jersey sales, if you are the owner, it's just really not that important. It's kind of silly, because if that's how you're making your money, or that's how you're depending on making your money, then you're running a bad franchise. You just have a bad business plan, because the business plan should be winning games. You win games, you get more popularity, you have a good stadium, all these different aspects that add up to you making more money. If you're trying to penny pinch on hot dogs, for Jesus Christ, then you're just kind of a crappy owner, and you're just not very good at having a solid business plan. The best business plan is this: that my hot dogs don't cost $5 while yours cost $2, that I win more games than you. And no, you shouldn't charge more per squirt of ketchup. It's just bad business. And my only 2 cents on this would be that personality traits could be awesome. It could be built into the chemistry to where you have 2 high overall players that meet up, a wide receiver and a quarterback, for example, and their personalities either fit or they do not, causing you to have to trade one of them because it is toxic in the locker room. However, in the year 2022, which is where we're at, it is not in Madden 22, which is ridiculous to me, but we're also dealing with EA. So the next trait we're going to talk about is not up on your screen here, and that is the predictability trait. That is a stupid trait. It's a dumb trait. I don't really like it. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and that's the big thing too, is if you ask a lot of seasoned vets of Madden, like, what is the predictability trait? What does it do? You're going to get 500 answers by Tuesday, and majority of them are going to be incorrect. People just don't know enough about this trait, and that should worry you when it comes to the game of Madden, is if you can't easily provide an answer to your gamers, well, then it's stupid. It doesn't make sense. You don't stand behind it enough, because you should easily just say, hey, this is what it is. Here's a trait breakdown of what's going on here and what these are and how it works, and proof that it works. However, we have made the predictability trait that if it really does work with contracts, which you'll never be able to prove one way or the other, if it really does, it's voided out, because our contract tips and tricks are just, they're going to beat it out regardless if the guy's a no or a yes. Anyways, it's a trait that I just find stupid, and it's just dumb. Now, the next one we're going to talk about is tight spirals. That did make it onto the list of overrated, and the reason is just because it's not a necessity. It's not like, oh my God, you need this so bad that if you don't have it, the guy's doomed forever. You might as well just never play again. And that's not going to make me pay a guy $25 million more if he has a tight spiral. I don't really care. Peyton Manning threw 850 million wobbly passes. The damn thing came in sideways most of the time, but it still hit the guy in the numbers. And that's basically what you want to have there. It's an added bonus, sure. If you have a guy who can throw a tight spiral, it's an added bonus. There's no question. But is it the end all? No, absolutely not. Tight spirals are great, but it's not going to make you a perfect passer. Now, the next one is just kind of strange. It's a little bit weird. It's the run after catch. I've never seen a guy once not have this, catch the ball, and then just sit down and say, nah, not doing it, bro. Never once. In fact, I couldn't even tell you the guys who do catch the ball compared to the guys who don't. I really, really could not tell you which guys have this or don't have this. It's one of those things, it's like most guys are going to catch the ball and just run. So the run after catch, it's just weird. Whether it really works or not and exactly what it does, we're not going to jump in. It's weird. It's just a weird thing that it's like, okay, if my guy's wide open, he catches the ball, he's going to keep running the ball. He's not going to just say, nope, not doing that anymore, bro. I'm sick of that. It's just weird, Madden. You got weird stuff in your game. It's just weird. It's not logical. And the last one we're going to talk about now is the high motor. High motor is one of those things that it's what you would want to have, but do you need to have it is the real question. Okay, of course I want it. If I'm paying you tons and tons of money and hundreds of millions of dollars, I want you to have it. But if you're a kicker, I don't give a crap you have a high motor. If you're a pocket passing quarterback, the high motors are really going to make me just jump for joy. No, not really. If you're a running quarterback like Lamar Jackson, sure, I'd want you to have it. But this is a trait that kind of pushes the envelope of being on the overrated. And the reason is because you're not going to have 100% evidence that high motor works or it doesn't work, right? You're not going to have it. The evidence is going to come back inconclusive. It's just the way it's going to work. You're not going to be able to prove it. Okay, it would be very extensive, very hard to do, and there would be a lot of parameters set in place for you to be able to decipher if this is actually true or it isn't. So it's one of those things that we're like, yeah, I'd want to have a high motor if I'm paying you this much money, but it's also one of those things of like, how well does this really, really work? You know, so it's kind of on the bubble of being overrated compared to being something that's a necessity. I still like my guys having it. Sure, I do. I won't question that. I will recommend that most players have that are positions that need it, such as halfback, mobile quarterbacks, wide receivers, cornerbacks, linebackers, you know, basically anyone who's just like constantly needing to run a lot and stuff like that. But is it one of those things that I could 100% tell you that, dude, you need this no matter what? No, I cannot, and I'm not going to lie to you that you need this more than anything. It's more of a feeling that I'd rather you have this. So it's kind of fitting on that bubble.
Perfect.